what we're doing. But the district, like I said, blocks YouTube, and all of my videos that I record are on YouTube. So it's very difficult for my students, especially if they don't have access to the internet at home. I have a whole workstation in my back of my room where they can come in with their headsets and they can watch the recording session from before, but it's blocked. So what I've done is I started taking my videos off YouTube, but it's very difficult to do that, but not anymore. I'm going to show you a quick little easy tip to figure out how to take a video that's on YouTube and take it off. And when you take it off, you put it in your Google Drive, and now you can have that open to your students, and they can access it through a nice little link on your website, and they can watch the video anywhere. Yes?
My school has a partnership with Microsoft, and so we have to use OneDrive. So can I do the same thing by putting YouTube video on OneDrive?
Yes.
Google is that owns YouTube?
Yes,
I can still do that.
absolutely. You can. I have to double check with OneDrive to see if they accept video files. But if they do, then yes, you can absolutely have it as shared, and then that link can be shared with your students. But the way you would do it is you find the video on YouTube that you want. So let's find a video.
Are you Fresno Unified?
I'm Clovis Unified.
You're Fresno Unified, right? You have Google.
I know I have it, but I don't have unlimited storage and all that kind of thing. And I mean, I use Google Docs extensively in my classroom,
Right.
but they're finally, we're getting to the point where I think they're going to pressure us more and more and more to use that.
Yeah, I've started to use it too. It's still easier.
Well, it is. I have everything already set up in it. So, but like they're never going to do Google Classroom or anything like that. And I'm,
Right. You're right.
Okay, so let's say we have this video that we want our students to watch. Let it go, but it's on YouTube and they can't access it. All you have to do, come on, right in front of the Y in YouTube, you put in SS. It's the super secret way to download a video. SS. And once you type in SS, you push enter. And it takes you to the Save from Net site. Now, this works with any video from any site, and it basically archives it for you. So it's an archiving site, and it brings up the video information, and it will ask you the quality of video you would like. Usually, MP4 360 for the internet is perfectly fine, and it's usually underneath 10 megabytes. But if you really want to go into high def, the MP4 720. That would usually be about 25 megabytes, depending on which video you're doing. But it'll download it straight to your hard drive on your computer, and then you can upload it to any cloud service that you have, that your school district uses. You guys are using Office 365. Our district actually has access to both, and they let the teachers choose what they would like, which I incredibly don't like, because we have some students who go into Google Drive for their AB class, and then some students that go into their Microsoft account for another class, and they start getting confused about, because it's different logins, it's not the same. And so they start getting confused, and the teacher's like, I don't know why this student can't log in. I go, because they're using the Microsoft password, but the Google login. It gets very confusing. I wish we can just straight up go, let's go all Google, because I like Google, and go through it. Google, personally, for me, Google is doing a very good job with working with educators on figuring out ways to better utilize file storage and file sharing and collaboration within the classroom. Microsoft is really just trying to play catch up at the moment.
well, I have found it. I mean, I've been using both, but to me, Google just seems much more intuitive.
Yes.
Mhm.
And Google Classroom is actually made by teachers for teachers. The whole Google Classroom setup is from teachers that are doing it, saying this is what happens in the class, this is how we need to do it. And if you ever do look at, like I know Alice is doing a Google Classroom one in the next round, there's a feedback button in the bottom right corner, and they really look at your feedback. It's not like you do a feedback and then it gets lost in the shuffle of some big corporation. They look at every single feedback because they know that they're only going to make it better if they do things that you want them to do. And so feedback is key when utilizing any type of product from Google. And then so once you download it, all you would do is go into your file sharing service, whether it's Microsoft or Google, and you just upload it. And then now for Google, it's unlimited file storage. So I've done this probably about 10,000 times. I have about 10,000 videos that I've archived off of YouTube, and I put them in my Google Drive. And now my students have access to all those videos that I find are great for educational purposes that they wouldn't be able to access otherwise. Plus, it takes all the ads off, so there's no ads. And then utilizing another program called WeVideo, which is right off of Google. So if you go to your Google main page and you click on your waffle, I call that the waffle right here. You click on your waffle, you'll be able to access something called WeVideo if you have it installed. And it's a video editor, online video editor. And when you edit it, guess where it saves it? Your Google Drive. So it takes away all the intermediary steps. It goes straight from your computer to your Google Drive. And that's called WeVideo. W-E.
Okay, where do you go when you go into your drive?
So you can either go into your waffle and click on more, right? And then even more to get it, or you can go to your Chrome store. The Chrome store, you go on there and you look for apps, and you can download the WeVideo from there. Let's see if I can get. The Chrome Web Store. And you just type in WeVideo for Google Drive. And it's right there, and it's free. It edits the videos for you, and you can cut off the beginning if it wasn't good, the end if it wasn't good, and you have just the part that works out good. This has been very good for Bill Nye, because there's a lot of Bill Nye stuff that is just horrible. And it's 25 minutes, and I like, you know what, there's only 10 minutes worth of good content. I cut all the other stuff out, and now I have my 10-minute Bill Nye that gets down to the parts that my students will like. So I don't have to sit there for 4 periods in a row watching this Bill Nye all the time. I can cut it down to what I want.
When I use it in class with 5th grade, I think you just go to WeVideo and there's a Google.
Yes.
You can link that way too.
Absolutely. Yeah, I just find when everything's in the same place for me under my Google, it works out that way. So if you actually have it installed like this, when you go to your Google Drive and you click on the video and you right click and you say open with, right, you can open with the WeVideo, so it takes you straight there.
Can the kids add that through the apps?
They can, as long as the administrator has it where they can add apps. It depends on the administrator settings.
I'm not sure if Fresno Unified is letting us do that.
Yeah.
No, we don't.
I could ask him. I did ask him to put legally on there because I have my 6th graders doing websites, and so those are on there. If you scan down, if you turn on your drive and then you scan down, they're under there on the waffle. He probably could put in WeVideo.
Yeah, absolutely.
But they won't let me. Even though I have the admin thing, I don't have the control for that.
Gotcha.
And are you familiar with Edpuzzle? So with Edpuzzle, you can then take that video that you've edited or the full video that you've gotten that you've done. You can insert, excuse me, you can insert points at which you like where you maybe say some narration over the video, or you pause it and then you can ask questions and the students have to respond. It's like a form. It's embedded, and they can't fast forward.
Oh, nice.
They have to.
It
was at Q in Napa that or the one at American Canyon High School.
And it was called Edpuzzle?
Edpuzzle. It's also a free app.
I'm gonna save it. Is it an app from the Chrome store? Or is it?
I think so.
Yeah, let me check that out.
Yeah. It's Edpuzzle.
This is great. Oh, there it is.
Yeah.
And I love this. I love the feedback. I mean, because when there's things that I don't know and you guys tell me, that just adds more to my toolbox, which is fantastic.
You can insert questions and students have to respond to the question. And then it gives you data about if they rewatched sections or not.
Awesome. That is fantastic. I'll have to take a look at that as well. Now let me actually go into YouTube and show you some things with the actual YouTube channel that a lot of people kind of don't know about or forego. So I'm going to go into YouTube. And first thing is, if you ever want to upload videos as a public person, you only have 15 minutes maximum, unless you go in and ask them to extend it. And the way you extend it, if you ever wanted to, is once you're in YouTube and you're signed in with your account, you click on your picture and go down to the cogwheel. And then this is your overview of your account. And then you can just click on view additional features. And you just scroll down to longer videos. And all it will do is it'll ask you to register that as an educator. And all you do is you type in your phone number and you'll receive a text with a 6-digit code. You type in that code and to verify that it's you, and then boom, now you can upload any videos longer than 15 minutes. And so I like showing this because sometimes it's hard to get to and we forget. So there's that. The upload button is very important if you want to edit you can actually edit your videos in YouTube. So we click on upload. It gives you these options right here under create videos. Now as a teacher, what I'm going to start doing next year, I'm going to do the state of the classroom kind of address to my students, and I'm going to post it on my website. And that's very easily done with just clicking on webcam capture. And so you click on the webcam capture, just like this. And you do want to make sure that your flash settings allow the camera and the sound recorder to be accessed this way. And then you click start recording and see it asks you to make sure it's okay. So I'm going to click allow and remember. And there it is. And so I would talk and I would do the state of my class, 15, 20 minutes, how the class is going, the assignments that are due, blah, 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 blah. And then all I do is click stop recording and boom, now it's uploaded to my YouTube channel. Simple as that. And if you have a Google site, it's a straight up embed over. You go to your Google site, you click on insert, YouTube video, and then select this one. And now it's right up on your website. I'm trying to get my
directly insert, right?
You have to physically go to your website, click on insert, and then the video. But it does a pretty good job. I'm trying to get my principal to do the same thing. I want him to get more FaceTime with the students, get his face out there a little bit more. So I'm showing him how to do this in his office. So there's that. The photo slideshow, you can have photos directly from your G+ profile. Which is Google's version of like Facebook, but it's more professional, or any pictures that you have placed into your Google Drive, and you can create a slideshow. What I use this for is my students in class take pictures during labs and projects, and then they tweet it up to Twitter. And then I take all those pictures and I put them in my Google Drive, and then I create a slideshow for that lab. And so it shows students who weren't there the things that we did on there. And so the slideshow is a nice little thing. You can add music to the slideshow, different transitions for the pictures going in there. So the slideshow is a very underutilized one. I'm going to be talking about the on-air hangouts in my session after this one. And on-air hangouts is what's going on right now. So I'm broadcasting this, and it shows anything that's on my screen to my YouTube audience. And then they can ask me questions via a text, or if I say my Twitter handle, they can tweet me, and I can answer those questions as well. And then as soon as we're done, because it's being recorded right here, as soon as we're done, all I do is click on stop broadcast, and it goes directly into my YouTube channel, which I can then embed right into a website, which I'm going to do with this one when we're done today. Now, you do have to watch out when you're doing that you're not playing videos that are copyrighted, because they will get flagged from YouTube, and then it'll end your broadcast, and then it will not let you play that video again. And I have a very big problem with that, because when I'm teaching a lesson, I show lots of little clips. Whether it's like when I'm talking about states of matter and melting, I show that clip from Frozen where the snowman, Olaf, and he's melting and his face is dropping and stuff. I show that just so they can remember that's what melting is. And then it gets flagged. It'll say copyright infringement, please delete, otherwise we'll arrest you. Well, it doesn't say that, but I teach 8th grade science. 8th grade science. And then the video editor. This is the big one I wanted to show you. So the video editor is an online editing tool that instantly, automatically has access. Okay, so it instantly has access to every single one of the videos that you've uploaded to YouTube. And you can then mix and match and splice together different variations of that video. So how would that benefit you? Well, if let's say that you're recording each one of your periods, and then maybe the beginning of period 1 was great, but towards the end it kind of didn't work out, or maybe the end of period 4 was great, but the beginning didn't work out. You can splice together the best presentation from all the periods and then produce it as that one single period. And so this editing tool does that as well. You can also add annotations to this. So like when you're talking and something's very important and you're saying, hey, this is going to be on the exam, you can have a big annotation pop up right here. Oh, sorry. You put it down in your timeline, and then you type it down right there, and it'll say, this is what you need to listen to. Stop doing what you're doing and watch this. And that annotation is right there on the bottom for them to see. You can add music to the background if you wanted to. Okay, we get it. Okay, and then you can add filters to it, change the different type of tone. You know, if you do Instagram, same type of thing. It changes the filters on the video. The text, the audio, you can change the audio when the text comes in. It'll lower the audio so the kids know to watch for that right there as well. That's a very good question. Yeah, it will. So there's a button right here called Creative Commons, and it gives you access to videos and music and actual recordings, kind of like B-roll type things if you want to throw in some extra stuff to your videos that's already free of copyright infringement. And so they give it all to you. The music, same thing. It'll show you all the music that is not infringed on copyrights as well. If you wanted to do a voiceover, it's the same. It'd be very easy. All you would do is do that video capture and then drag just the audio. And then now that's a voiceover for anything that you wanted to do as well. This is a great opportunity for students to make videos that don't have access to, let's say, iMovie from their MacBooks or something. I mean, when I make videos, that's my #1 go-to. I wouldn't go to this to make a nice, good production video. But if I only had access to this, I can definitely do it. I can make a very good, high-quality production video based on YouTube right here. And they also have very good transitions as well. They have, you know, the wipes and the peel-aways and all these different things that you would find on another video program. It's already embedded into YouTube for you to use.
You download as a file on your computer afterwards?
Yeah, once you hit create video, it saves it onto your Google Drive. I'm not in your Google Drive, sorry. It saves it into your YouTube, and then you as the owner have access to downloading it. But even if you didn't, you can do the trick of the SS and then download it that way as well. Yeah. And then once all this is done, you go into your channel, which, by the way, you can share your channel with your students on your website, and they can go right to your entire channel. And then from here, whoops, hit the wrong button. You can actually do some more editing from here, and this is my favorite part. Okay, there's been studies by one of my friends, Jen Mangira. She's a real big wig for Google and on the talk circuit all over the place for the big time conferences. Her district did a study on videos that were 1 minute and 1 second long, and the same exact video cut down to 59 seconds. And 20% only finished watching a video of 101. They would stop it. I guess they figured 1 minute and 1 second was way too long to even bother. They'd watch the first 10 seconds and then stop. 85% of the same video just dropped down to 59 seconds. 80% of the people watched it from beginning to end. So what I have thought is, why not do kind of a choose your own adventure type learning on this? And so you would take your, you know, let's say 25-minute long lecture that you uploaded, and you cut it down into 50-second snippets. And then when it's over, it says, would you like to watch the next one? And you click yes, and it takes you right to the next one. Or you can say, do you want to learn more about atoms? Do you want to learn more about protons? And when you do that, it shows a picture. It shows the word proton, and you click on it, and it takes them to your video on protons. And the way you would do that is by inserting an annotation here. All right, Unit 3, Quiz 5. And so all I would do is I'd add an annotation. It can be a speech bubble, it can be a note, it can be a title, it can be a spotlight, it can be a label. I'll go ahead and put a note. And then in the note, I'll say, click here to study, or to view quiz number 6. And so right there, and then down here is the link. And it has a link to all of your videos from your playlist that you've collected, or from your channel that you've created, and it'll take them right to the next quiz without them having to exit out and look at it again. And so they can just click on that annotation and boom, it takes them again. I'm waiting for them to allow me to insert external links. And I think they're trying to hold off on doing that because they don't want people to leave the YouTube site. They want everything to stay on the YouTube site. So you can't like say, view the homework on my website by clicking here and taking you to the web. You can't do that yet. I'm hoping there's a workaround, or soon there's going to be a way to do that. And then subtitles. YouTube does a very good job at automatically inserting subtitles based on your voice. It's not perfect, but it does an okay job. All right, Unit 3, Quiz 5, last quiz for this exam. And so when the kids view it, at the bottom it'll show the subtitles of you. Like I said, sometimes it doesn't get the voice quite right or the words quite right, but it's better than you sitting there typing in things. And this is great for those hard of hearing and deaf students that you may have coming in and out, and they're asking, can you please put captions on everything you do? Done. It's all right there for you. Any questions so far about anything that we've talked about? Yes.
Have you ever uploaded a screencast?
I have. I've uploaded screencasts onto here, but haven't needed to since I do all my recordings live. And it does my screencasts as well.
Right.
So yeah, I haven't had to, but yeah, I've uploaded screencasts no problem, pretty easily. Yeah. Any other questions about anything?
Do you teach conferences?
I do.
For people like us that are in the district?
Yeah, at the end of, so what district are you in?
Tulare.
At the end of the year, Clovis Unified does a boot camp. And it's free for Clovis Unified, and it's $20 for all 3 days for as many sessions as you want for anybody outside of our district.
And is that during school? Or?
It's at the end of the year. It is the boot camp is June 24th, 25th, and 26th. It's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday of some week in the 20th. Because I know the Tulare Rockstar is on 17th, 18th, and 19th. And that's Thursday. And boot camp's after that. So it's the week following the 17th, 18th, and 19th in June. And I'm presenting 6 sessions there. Pretty much the entire thing. Question?
Mr. Marquez, will you be giving away the belt buckle?
I know you've been asking me for one. I actually bought you one. I have one in my classroom. I'll get you one. It's red though. It's not green. Red's okay. Okay. If you want these belt buckles, and it keeps falling off because I bought a cheap belt. The buckle itself comes from from eBay, and it's just LED belt buckle, and it's $5.99. And then you go and buy the belt, and then you can put any messages on. I wear this belt the week before we take an exam, and it says, if you can read this belt, then you know we have an exam next week. And so they know we have an exam next week.
You should put the answers of the test to see if they actually
Sometimes some kids, actually I have a larger version of this in my classroom. So I have a big old ticker in my room with all the state standards and the things we're learning that day and their homework and everything. And then I also put down all the things they need to know and the answers for what they need to know. And sometimes I forget to turn that off during the test. And it's amazing how many people don't look up, or they say, well, I didn't want to look up because I didn't want to be cheating. But yeah, so they probably wouldn't pay attention. It's an LED belt buckle. Yes.
There's a lot of information being presented here today,
Mm-hmm.
and I just think it'd be good maybe to go to boot camp, or if there's some other place to go, we could actually put some things together.
Absolutely. And then today, the session that I'm doing at the end, it's an actual 2-hour hands-on session, and it's called Google Mashup. And it's how to use varying tools from Google and create a immersive actual project that your students can work with. And so we're going to do it in kind of like a The Amazing Race type deal, where we're going to use My Maps and Google Drawing and Google Slides and Google Forms to create a race that your students can do to finish in class using all these different tools that Google has. And they create a group Google slide presentation, and all the answers are placed on a Google form. And at the end, it says, like, now that your group is done, stand up and yell hurrah, hurrah, and then you know who won. And so we're going to be learning how to do a Google mashup of that today as well. And that's going to be an immersive hands-on session today. At the boot camp, it's 3 hours per session, and they're all hands-on. The first hour is showing you how to do it. The last 2 is you making and you doing. And if you don't know how to do, I walk around and help you figure out how to do it. So the boot camp is a real hands-on, immersive type of environment for you to actually leave with something in your pocket. Any other questions? Okay, so I did want to show one more thing that I use quite a bit in my classroom. Does anybody use Poll Everywhere? Poll Everywhere?
I used to credit, which is the same thing.
Yeah, and so Poll Everywhere is basically or there's a new one called Plickr. Yeah, Plickr's another one. It's just an online polling service that's free for educators, and the students use their cell phone. The great thing about Poll Everywhere is they don't have to sign in to Poll Everywhere. They don't have to sign in to any actual thing. All they have to do is use their cell phone and text the answers, and it goes right into the service. So Poll Everywhere is a good one that I use as well. Let me show you the website that you can go to. It's called tinyurl.com. Everything I have starts with that. It's a URL shortener. I know Google has one. It's a goo.co, but then the numbers are all random and you can never remember them. So tinyurl shortens any URL into a name that you want. So it's tinyurl.com / and then the name of the website is The Paperless Classroom. And it'll take you here. And this has every single conference that I've ever done on any topic you can imagine, on Google Slides, on Blogger, on Google Drive, Google Voice, Google Plus, Google Scripts. All of these things are on there. They have an accompanying video and accompanying, if I made a handout for that as well, they're on there as well. All the videos that I showed today are going to be on there. So if you can't find them on my YouTube channel, you can always find them on here. So that's one of them that I use. And then another website that I host is called Easy Tools for Easy Teaching. And it starts with tinyurl again, tinyurl.com / and then it's ET, then the number 4, and then ET. So ET4, ET. And this lists all the free tools that I use in my classroom. And it shows you how to use them, how to install them, how to tell the difference between the free version that's real and the free version that's fake. And the fake ones always kind of embezzle all these stupid shopping programs into your computer that give you all these coupons. I show you which ones to stay away from and which ones are real and how you can figure it out. How I use Facebook in the classroom, how I use Twitter in the classroom. So all of these things that I use in my class, they're all on there, explained how I use them and how they benefit the students.
Are we going to get something with the websites?
I can, if you send me an email, I'll shoot you all the websites that I've talked about today. But I don't have a handout on this specifically because this one is tinyurl.com / ET4ET.
The number 4?
Yeah, the number 4.
What was the paperless classroom?
It's tinyurl.com / the paperless classroom. All one word. And then, yeah, if you shoot me an email at joemarquez@cusd.com, I'll shoot you an email back with all of the websites that I've talked about. I'll even shoot you an email with my my YouTube channel.
CUSD.
Correct. Yeah, I wish the session was 2 hours because then I would have you guys actually make videos and then try things out. And if you get stuck, I can come by and help out. So the 1 hour sessions, the most I can get is information out to you. The hands-on is where it works, and that's what I love doing is the hands-on. So that's why I love the last session, the 2 hour session. You'll leave with something actually made to go home to. The amazing race that we're going to be doing, I made one for my science class called "Where in the World is Carbon, San Diego?" And so you're looking for the element carbon, and you have to visit the friends that it would most likely bond with, and you have to ask the friends questions, and it says, oh, I don't know, but ask this element discovered by this scientist in this part of the world, and you have to figure out where it is. Then you go on a My Map, find it, click on it, and boom, there's the next question. So it's a nice little scavenger hunt for them to do in class, and the kids will like it. So that's what we're going to be teaching the last session. But everybody got the save one, right? It's the YouTube and then just the SS in front. Before I would download the YTD, the YouTube video downloader. But this makes it so much easier because a lot of people download that and install it, but they forget to uncheck all the little bugging programs that they like to feed in with it. And then the computers have to go to the tech service, and the tech service gets mad at me for even recommending it. So this is way better. The SS, the super secret. I just found this out about 6 months ago, and I've been using it like crazy. If you and the Wii video works really well, but if you don't have, if you want to do it offline with another program, there's a program called AVS Video Converter. That's one of my favorite video editors and converters that I have directly on my machine. And there's another fun little program out there. They've actually lowered the price for their newest version. It's called Crazy Talk. Crazy Talk number 7. It's only $19.95 for the basic version. It takes any two-dimensional picture you can grab off YouTube, and you just tell the program where the eyes are, the noses, and the ends of the mouth are, and it creates a puppet, a 3D puppet, and then you can talk into it and give the puppet life. And then so you can have Mr. T explain forces. I did Darth Vader explaining forces to the kids, SpongeBob explaining density and buoyancy and why he sinks and other things float. $19.95, super cheap. It used to be $89.95. Now their deluxe one's $89.95, and the easy one is $19.95.
You can. How do you create Mr. T? Like, do you just go find a picture of him and stick him on?
Yeah. So yeah, I found a picture of Mr. T, and let's see if I actually still have him on here. Mr. T. And I call these my little educational squirrels. Whoops. All right. Where Mr. Yeah. Once again. Where did he go? There he is.
Oh
my gosh.
You'll learn to like it. Your students will learn to like it. And your lessons will be much more fun. Today's the day to educate and go out there and learn how to use these easy tools. Don't be a fool. Get out there and have fun.
Hey world, today your favorite vlog topic suggest.
And that guy's back. So
Is that you talking?
that's me talking. Yeah, you have to have a little bit of a voiceover thing going on.
Okay.
But yeah, you have to come up with the voice. But
Oh my gosh, I bet your SpongeBob's funny.
well, they say it's not perfect.
Okay.
Yeah, they're like, that does not sound like SpongeBob. I'm like, sorry.
Thanks.
I hardly watch that show. But yeah, it's fun. You get the inner you know, if you've ever wanted to be a cartoon voiceover type person, you can really get into it. Yeah. So that one's called Crazy Talk. That's on that Easy Tools website that I gave you. That's the #1 to show you how to use it. It's step by step on how to create it. Once you get good with it, 1 minute it takes to get the thing, talk, and boom, you're done.
I'm sure the kids love it.
Oh, they love it. Yeah, it's fun. It's fun. So the next session I'm going to do in 5 minutes is showing how to record your sessions. But if you're into Google Classroom, I highly recommend Alice's session that she's going to be giving this one. I think she's just one door down on Google Classroom. She's really good with it if you ever want to learn how to use that. But yeah, so 5 more minutes. I'll wait to see if there's any more groups coming on in. If you'd like to ask me any questions, feel free to call me over. I'll answer any questions you want. If you have any comments or anything that you use in your class that you'd like to share, I would really highly recommend it, like that Ed puzzle. I'm going to definitely take a look at that and see how I can utilize that in my classroom as well. But yeah, if you want to leave with something tangible to take home and actually give to your school on Tuesday, the hands-on session for the Google Mashup will be a nice one that I'll be doing after lunch. So once again, my name is Joe Marquez, and if you need to contact me anytime, joemarquez@cusd.com, or my Twitter handle is joemarquez70. All right, thank you very much.
Are you going to give us the website for the video?
We're gonna email.
Oh yeah, email me,
Oh,
and then I'll send you a list of every website that I've talked about today.
and for the recording?
What was the Twitter?
One of you.
Joe Marquez70.
That's awesome.
I've used school to record some stuff. This seems like this would be
So we're having another session.
Yeah, it's
easier.
It is.
School too, you know, you
That's
guys.
the third one to do that.
If you are a GAF school, a Google school, this streamlines everything, and it's super easy.
We are half-hearted. You know, all the kids get a login with Microsoft 365 until we get a different.
That's the thing too. I spent the last 4 years getting all the teachers on board with Google Apps, showing them how to log in, showing everything, and then this year they throw on, oh, and teach them how to use this too. I'm like, yeah.
I'm a computer lab teacher at Manchester, so what I do is I'll take like 5th grade from this point on, and I'm going to do Microsoft 365. Because some of the stuff they needed to do, some of the teachers wanted to do with columns and borders and all these things like for American Revolution report. Microsoft does offer, like borders. Google, you get a thick line or a thinner line, and that's it. So I know it'll probably improve eventually, but there's a lot more editing things that you can do in Microsoft. So I figured, but I'm not going to switch back and forth.
Yes.
They're going to do Microsoft the rest of the time, and then 6th grade, because they go to Computech and they do Google, I do just Google.
Good.
That's all I do.
That's good. And that's one of the things I get from a lot of my AB teachers, the language teachers and the history teachers. They say, well, you don't get as many options in your Google. I go, yeah, but sometimes less options is better for the kids.
It is.
They go straight into their work rather than what font should I use or what border should I use.
No, you're right. And Google's just going to get more powerful with that. They are. Those changes are coming. They must have people who are like, why don't you have borders? Stuff like that.
And then, when I was in Texas for the Google Teacher Academy, we asked some questions about, why don't you have this, why don't you have that? And they go, well, same thing that I'm saying is sometimes less is more.
Right.
And
that's true.
And they're also asked if they do, grants for teachers, and they go, no, but we give everything that we do away for free. We do all this educational stuff that we're producing. We don't ask for any money.
Right.
We just give it.
They just hope they use it when they become adults.
That's absolutely. I go,
well,
yeah,
right. That's the deal.
Exactly. It's the name recognition. If you use Google all the way through education, you're probably going to use it when you get into business.
So are you Google certified?
I'm Google certified.
Okay, so did you do that when you were you said you went to Texas?
I'm in Texas.
Yes. Is that where is there anything local that would be able to get me Google certified, or is you have to pretty much travel?
You can become an authorized Google trainer.
Okay.
All on the computer. So all you would have to do is you go to Google Apps for Education online, and you click on I want to be certified. Okay. And there's 3 different levels. There's just a Google Educator, and you just take the exams and pass them, and now you're a Google Educator.
Okay.
The second step is the Google Trainer, and for the trainer, you actually have to make a 2-minute video of how you would teach teachers how to do it.
To use it. Okay.
Yeah, and so you make a 2-minute video You have to have a case study. So you had to have presented somewhere and have gotten responses from your participants on how you did and stuff.
All right.
So a case study. And then you just do your application and then send it in. And they do that by quarters. So
Okay.
every quarter they have a new round of applications. And there's no limit to the amount of trainers they accept.
Okay.
So there's no limit. Then the last step, the highest step, is Google Certified Teacher.
And that's what you
And
got.
that's where we went. Yeah, they do it twice a year in the United States, and they only select 50 teachers
Okay.
per.
So that's a little.
That's the big competitive.
But I get to travel if I do that.
Yeah, exactly. Absolutely.
Thanks a lot. I
You
appreciate
too. How's everybody doing?
Good.
Good. How was the first session? What'd you guys go see?
Multimedia, 21st century.
21st century multimedia?
Yep.
Nice.
Huh?
All right. So I just want to get a feel for the room a little bit. Raise your hand if you teach K through 6. Good. And then what about secondary, 7th through 12th? Good. Any administrators or good? Perfect. Awesome. Raise your hand if your school district is a GAF district, meaning you actually have a Google Apps for Education account. Good. Okay. Good. Perfect. Because there's a huge difference between a GAF account and then just a Google account. With a Google account, you have a limit to your drive space. With a GAF account, it's an unlimited space. And so some of the things I'm going to show you with YouTube, you can take the YouTube videos off of YouTube, edit them a little bit, and then put them in your drive, and now you have access to them wherever you go, and your students will have access to them wherever you go. And then if you share those files with your fellow teachers, now they have access to them wherever they go. And so you create your own kind of YouTube within Google that other teachers can borrow. And the benefit of that is that, like our district, we block YouTube for students. Students cannot go to YouTube and watch videos. So I always download them, put them in my drive, and then upload or then embed the Google video of that on my website. So now the kids can access the videos I want them to access. So I'll show you how to do that as well. I want to play a quick video that I find kind of funny about making sure your students protect their password and don't give them away.
You know, we've been hearing a lot about cybersecurity lately, largely because of what happened to Sony. Companies and individuals are more concerned about the safety and privacy of their information than ever. President Obama has unveiled a number of new proposals this week to crack down on hackers, and he plans to address this in the State of the Union speech on Tuesday. And it's great that the government is working on this, but the truth of the matter is we need to do a better job of protecting ourselves. You know, the most popular password in the United States is password 123. And as long as that's the case, we're vulnerable. So today we sent a camera out on a Hollywood Boulevard to help people by asking them to tell us their password. And this is how that went.
We're talking about cybersecurity today and how safe people's passwords are. What is one of your online passwords currently?
It is my dog's name and the year I graduated from high school.
Oh, what kind of dog do you have?
I have a Chihuahua Papillon.
And what's his name?
Jameson.
Jameson. And where'd you go to school?
I went to school back in Greensburg, Pennsylvania.
What school?
Hempfield Area Senior High School.
Oh, when did you graduate?
In 2009.
Oh, great.
like my cat's name and then just like a random number.
Okay. So you had this cat for a while?
Yeah, she's my childhood pet.
Aw. And what's her name?
Her name is Jolie.
Jolie. So like a password of yours would be Jolie and then a number.
Yeah.
Like number 1?
Like my birthday.
Oh, when is your birthday?
June 12th.
Oh, nice. And what year were you born?
95.
Oh, great. So Jolie, 6/12/95.
Yes.
Got it.
So you mean to give my password right now? No, I cannot do that.
But we all want to know what it is so we can tell if it's strong or not.
Oh my goodness. Let me think. Tel Aviv. Yeah. 4, 6, and then it's only 3, but it's, you know, it's for me it's strong enough.
Ireland, 1, 2, 3, 4. Gemma, 1, 2, 3. Spell Gemma.
Well, most of them are Italian.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah.
That's
So
cool.
like
What's a good Italian password?
my grandma's name.
What's your grandma's name?
Maria.
Maria. So Maria is your password?
Oh yeah, now you know my password. Oh yeah.
Yeah. Well, the important thing is they learned a terrible lesson.
So I find that hilarious
I am
because
Jimmy Kimmel.
I don't know about you, but I can see my students doing the exact same thing. But you would just have to ask them what's your password, and they'd probably say it, right? I mean, there's been a rash of students in our district that taking pictures of their driver's license when they come in and posting it up on Instagram and Twitter. Like, that's not the smartest thing in the world. Now your identity is stolen, and yeah, so that's kind of bad. I also wanted to show you a quick video because I know a lot of teachers, like you guys, you came to this conference because you want to learn more about technology. That means you're passionate about what you're doing and you want to grow as an educator. But we all have teachers on our campus that are perfectly happy doing what they're already doing, and they have no interest in changing what they do. And we have to really show them that we're not trying to change what they're doing, just how they're delivering it. Because we have to teach in a way that our students will respect. And the way they're going to respect us is by utilizing the technology or the interest that they're already doing, right? We need to motivate and engage in a way that will make the teacher seem like somebody willing to do anything for their education. This one?
Yes, and then Jim, one more. You have your yours.
I just have that one and my Mac one.
Okay, that's fine. We're good. Thank you.
I have this video. It's this guy that's on YouTube. He's a young kid, and this was a series of 4 episodes he made. I spliced it into 1 episode, and I made it 3 minutes long. This is on my YouTube channel, so if you ever want to show this to your staff to really encourage them to embrace technology in their classroom, this is one of those powerful videos that will actually get them thinking that maybe I should start using this in my classroom.
Hey world, today your favorite vlog topic suggestion comes from username Mr. Moonhair, who says, considering that most people dread going to school, how do you think the educational system in America could be improved? To succeed as a planet in the 21st century, a strong education for every human being isn't just important, it is essential. This current educational system was designed in and for a different age. The age that kids are growing up in today is the most stimulating age ever. Institutional education refuses to adapt to the landscape of the information age. It will die, and it should die. Students often get distracted in school because compared to the world around them, school tends to be incredibly boring. Teachers are just training students to regurgitate facts. Teachers are essentially training students to test well. The value of information has consistently been going down. With the advent of the internet, the monetary value of information is fast approaching Zero. I dropped out of college a year and a half ago. I wanted more time for YouTube. When I was in school, I felt like more than getting an education, I was just being sold a diploma. I was spending thousands of dollars a year to essentially sit in a room full of 100 people watching a PowerPoint full of information that I could have just as easily Googled. Society no longer cares how many facts we can memorize because in the information age, facts are free. We need to shift our educational structure away from just dumping facts, information on students, and instead teach students at an early age how to find information on their own, and then let our time in schools focus primarily on synthesizing that information as a group. What has education done to reinvent itself? In my experience, nothing. We need to shift our culture to a point where fewer students dream of winning the Super Bowl and more students dream of winning a Nobel Prize. We need more teachers so that we can have smaller classrooms. We need to focus less on teaching kids specific skills and more on teaching kids the skill of learning skills, because with the continued exponential growth of technology, we don't know what crazy tools will exist 20 years down the road, but we know that there are going to be crazy new tools, and they need to be able to know how to learn how to use them. We have lost sight of what education really is. Education isn't about teaching facts. It's about stoking creativity and new ideas. It's not 1999, and if institutional education wants to survive in the information age, then institutional education needs to do more than just adopt a few new tools. I dropped out of school because my schooling was interfering with my education. To the educators of the world, I am here today to say that I disagree. You don't need to change anything. You simply need to understand that the world is changing, and if you don't change with it, the world will decide that it doesn't need you anymore.
Oh, that's by Mr. T. So I like that guy because he dropped out of school and now he's on YouTube, okay, answering questions like these, and he's making more money than I am, right, because of ads. But he hits the nail right on the head, right? You don't have to change anything, but the world is changing around you, right? Technology will never replace the teacher, but it needs to be placed into instruction so that the students can utilize technologies that they're going to be using in their future. We have to be able to show them how to collaborate with each other using digital means, and it all starts with the teacher knowing how to utilize those tools. One of the tools in the classroom that I use that a lot of teachers are very surprised at is I use social media during class. Not like after class to like put a message on Facebook, but I use it during class. So in Twitter, while I'm talking, while we're having a discussion in my science class, the students who have a question that don't want to raise their hand, they tweet me. So they'll tweet, they'll ask their question, hashtag #MarquezScience, and I'll get their tweet right there in my face with my Google Glass, and I can answer their question instantly without putting them on blast, without saying, oh, so-and-so asked this question. I can answer it without skipping a beat. And the #1 students that have really grabbed onto this are my EL students. The students who sit in the back, who are really shy, who still don't have a complete grasp of the English language, but they are incredibly smart. So they take their time to thoughtfully type out their questions and tweet it to me, and now they're involved in the conversation. Now, I know not everybody has a Google Glass, but a phone, a split screen on their computer, the new wearable watches that are going down to like $100 now, any of those can receive tweets. And so it's just another way for students to get involved who wouldn't normally get involved. Because the students who were quiet and never raised their hands, they're the ones that won't shut up now. They're the ones constantly tweeting me saying, well, what about this? What about that? They're really getting involved. So that's how a small piece of technology can really change the lives of students who think that they shouldn't even be talking in the class. It's a huge change in my classroom, and I've really enjoyed it. I teach science. I teach 8th grade science, and I'm sorry, I didn't even introduce myself. My name is Joe Marquez. I teach 8th grade science at Alta Sierra Intermediate School in Clovis Unified School District. I'm kind of a half and half. I teach 4 subjects of science, and then in the afternoons, I teach instructional technology to the teachers. So I go into their classroom, I watch them teach, and then I write notes on where they can implement technology or maybe some different things they can use in class, getting the kids involved using their computers, because they all have these carts of computers that nobody's using. So I'm trying to show them how to easily and slowly implement technology. Not a full-born paperless classroom, but little tiny things they can do just to get the grasp of using technology. Because that's the number one thing teachers are afraid of is trying to use it and not being able to use it and then wasting class time and trying to fix it. So me being there is kind of like a safety blanket for them. They know they can mess up, and I'm there to help them until they get a full grasp of it. One thing I want to talk about today, which is why we're here, is how we can record lessons so we can semi-flip our classroom during the year and then completely flip the classroom in the year following our recordings. So let me show you what I'm talking about.